$52 million, that's the figure at stake with the trade that could bring a Pro Bowl wide receiver to Washington for a fifth-round pick, according to Heavy's Max Dibble. A proven talent, the ultimate weapon for Jayden Daniels if Adam Peters can get this player with a $52.5 million two-year contract back on track. But the question is, can our staff bring out the best in him, or will his drop issues, which led the league in 2024 to 25, be a burden? And speaking of weapons for Jayden, ESPN via John Keem brings us news that will blow your mind. The Commanders have a plan to turn our rookie, Antonio Williams, into the next Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yes, you heard that right, the very same St. Brown. Keem assures us that Williams will live in the slot, creating mismatches and exploding after the catch like an Austin Eckler in receiver mode. But the intrigue doesn't end there, because there's a name that could return to the capital, and no one in the DMV saw it coming. An all-pro who, if Adam Peters plays his cards right, could be the missing piece to solidify this offense. Hit that like button and subscribe to join the true Commanders Nation and not miss a single move in this process that will lead us to glory. Fam, listen up. The news that's got me on the edge of my seat, the one that could be the bombshell of the offseason, is a trade rumor involving a Pro Bowler and a figure that's going to leave you speechless. $52 million. Heavy's Max Dibble has dropped a proposal that, if Adam Peters executes it, could be a power move in the league. We're talking about sending a fifth-round pick to the Cleveland Browns for Jerry Jeudy. Yes, bro, the same Jerry Jeudy who signed a $52.5 million two-year contract. Can you imagine a Pro Bowler, undeniable talent, coming to Ashburn for a fifth-round pick? Dibble argues that the Browns, after drafting KC Conception and Denzel Boston, might see Jeudy as expendable, and this is where things get interesting for us. Now, let's be honest, fam. Jeudy, deep sigh, his career has been a roller coaster. It's been plagued by inconsistencies, moments of brilliance, followed by frustrations. And yes, I have to say it, what worries me most, what gives me chills, is his drop history. He led the league in drops in 2024 to 2025. That's a stat we can't ignore. A receiver who drops key passes can kill drives, can frustrate a young quarterback like Jayden Daniels. But, and here comes the big but, the guy has talent. He's a natural space creator. He has speed that can stretch the field, and his routes are, when he's locked in, elite. He had 602 yards and 2 touchdowns in 17 games with the Browns last season. Not superstar numbers, but not bad either. He's a player who, in the right environment with the right motivation, can explode. And this is where the magic of Adam Peters and Dan Quinn comes in. If they see something in Jeudy, if they believe they can straighten him out, that they can unlock that talent we know he has stored away, then a fifth-rounder is a steal. We desperately need to surround Jayden Daniels with weapons, with receivers who can win one-on-one, who can create separation. And Jeudy, if he's motivated and focused, if he can overcome those maturity and drop issues, could be one of those weapons. Imagine this. Bro, Jayden Daniels with Terry McLaurin, with an Antonio Williams who's developing, and suddenly, boom, you have Jerry Jeudy on the other side. That's a problem for any defense. That opens up the field, creates opportunities for everyone. It's a risk. Yes, a calculated risk. But sometimes, fam, to win big, you have to risk big. What do you guys think, Commanders Nation? Jerry Jeudy for a fifth-rounder? Would you take him? Do you trust our staff to bring out the best in him? This is wild, man. Okay. Bro, but wait, because what's coming next is even crazier and has me hyped through the roof. The news about our rookie Antonio Williams is pure burgundy and gold fantasy. Listen to this. ESPN, through John Keem, is saying the Commanders have a plan to use Williams in a similar way to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Amon-Ra St. Brown, man, that dude is a beast, a Pro Bowler, a ball-catching machine in the slot. And we're not talking about Terry McLaurin or a hypothetical Brandon Ayuk. We're talking about our third-round pick, Antonio Williams. Keem said it clearly on the John Keem report. There's some, the way he could be, Williams used. There'll be some similarities in terms of usage to how St. Brown was used in Detroit, where they align him. Now, the million-dollar question is whether he'll be as effective. St. Brown is on another level, and they're different styles, but the key is where they line them up. And Williams, bro, is going to wear number 14, the same as St. Brown. Coincidence? I don't think so, fam. What excites me is that Keem didn't stop there. After watching Williams at rookie minicamp, he made another comparison that gave me goosebumps. Williams, like St. Brown, is a monster in the slot. St. Brown had 431 slot snaps last season. Williams at Clemson was a demon inside. Keem says he's going to live mostly in the slot. There's going to be a lot of condensed splits. This means they're going to move him all over the place, creating mismatches just like Detroit does with Amon-Ra. And not only that, there's also a physical similarity. Williams is 5'11" and 190 pounds. St. Brown is 6 foot and 202 pounds. Neither has elite measurables, but both play bigger than they are. That's key for moving them close to the line of scrimmage and making them effective on short and intermediate routes. Kame saw it at minicamp. They were using him in a lot of condensed split situations in some warm-up drills and other times too. This is music to my ears. Man, but it doesn't end there. Kame also compared Williams to Austin Eckler. Yes, the running back who was a brutal threat in the passing game. Kame said Williams is going to be very good on the yards after the catch because I think of that suddenness. And you watch how he just takes the ball and quickly gets that snatch and go. This is what Eckler did so well, that ability to turn upfield after the catch. Kame even mentioned talking to Eckler about his basketball-style drop step to gain yards. And Williams has that ability, that agility, to turn a short reception into a big gain. We know we've been here before with Luke McCaffrey and Jalen Lane, mid-round picks who didn't quite pan out. But Kame is convinced he's better than those guys coming in, and I don't think it's even close. That's what I want to hear, bro. We desperately need a reliable second receiver for Jaden Daniels, someone to take pressure off Terry. If Williams could be our Amon-Ra St. Brown or even a similar version, this offense is going to be unstoppable. Imagine Jaden throwing quick passes to Williams in the slot and him converting that into 10, 15 yards. Raise hail. Now switching gears, but without lowering the hype. We have the Deebo Samuel situation. CBS Sports put him on their list of top free agents and called him an ideal fit for the Miami Dolphins. Ugh, the Dolphins, man. This is after his only season with us in 2025. Tyler Sullivan of CBS Sports says the Dolphins need a veteran and that Deebo, despite his mileage and entering his age 30 season, is still a solid receiver. He had 72 receptions in 2025. His second best mark. Look, I'd love to have Deebo back, keep it a buck, but his price is the problem. He made $17 million in 2025, and his projection is a 2-year, $31 million contract. That's a massive overpay for us right now, especially with everything we're building. But here's the interesting part, fam. There might be a path for Deebo to return. The team that seemed most likely for him, the Vikings signed Juwan Jennings for 1 year and $8 million, with incentives up to $13 million. This raises two questions. Why didn't we go for Jennings? And could we sign Samuel to a similar deal? If so, we should. The truth is, Deebo's timing with us was unfortunate. We brought him in for a 5th-round pick before the 2025 season, hoping he'd be the final piece for a contender. And the guy showed up in shape, motivated, and produced 802 total yards and 6 touchdowns. But, and this is key, he rarely played with a healthy Jaden Daniels, who missed 10 games, or a healthy Terry McLaurin, who missed 7 games. Seeing what Deebo could do with a healthy Jaden and Terry, that would be worth the price of admission. Plus, he could be an incredible mentor for our rookie Antonio Williams, who has a similar build and skill set. Imagine Deebo teaching Williams the tricks of the trade. That would be pure gold. If we can get him for a reasonable price, like Jennings' deal, Peters, make it happen. And that's all for today. Fam, what a load of news, what a load of hype, from the possibility of a $52 million bombshell with Jerry Jeudy to Antonio Williams' potential as our own Amon-Ra St. Brown to the intrigue of a possible Deebo Samuel return. This is what keeps us alive as Commanders fans. I want to know your opinion, bro. Are you as excited as I am about the possibility of Jeudy? Do you think Deebo Samuel deserves another chance with us? And what about our rookie Antonio Williams? Leave all your comments below. I want to read them all. And if you like this analysis, if you felt the hype, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything. This is Go Commanders, and we're always going to raise hell for our boys. Hail to the Commanders!